When God created in the beginning, everything was good. Genesis 1:31 says, "Then God saw everything that He had made, and indeed it was very good." So who is responsible for suffering? When the Bible tells us in Deuteronomy 32 and verse 4, He is the rock, that is God. His work is perfect, for all His ways are justice, a God of truth and without injustice. Righteous and upright is He. The Bible explains God to be perfect. Everything that He does is perfect. Everything that He did was good. So who is responsible for suffering? Who is responsible for all the famines, wars, earthquakes, pestilences that we find in the world, including COVID-19? In this video, I will give you the biblical answer as to who is responsible for suffering. If you've not subscribed yet to our channel, then please do so now. Click on the subscribe button, on the bell, and on all, and you'll be notified every time we upload a new video onto our channel. Let's start with Matthew chapter 13, where Jesus told the parable of the sower. Jesus said that there were good seeds sown by the Son of Man, and an enemy came and sowed tares among the good seeds. And this enemy, Jesus said, is the devil. Let's read Matthew 13, 24 and 25. Another parable He put forth to them, saying, "The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares amongst the wheat and went his way." Verse 38 and 39. "The field is the world. The good seeds are the sons of the kingdom, but the tares are the sons of the wicked one. The enemy who sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, or the end of the world, according to the King James Version. And the reapers are the angels." So Jesus said that the devil came and sowed the tares. He is responsible for evil. In the beginning, the devil was created beautiful, sinless. But the devil then fell, as you can find in the video below when I did the video called The Fall of Lucifer. You'll find the information there. And then he sowed tares, or evil, upon this world. In Luke chapter 13, there is a woman that's been bent over for 18 years. Jesus then heals her on the Sabbath, and the people complained that she was healed upon the Sabbath. Listen to what Jesus said in Luke 13, verse 16. "So ought not this woman, being a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan has bound, think of it, for 18 years be loosed from this bond on the Sabbath?" So Jesus said Satan bound this woman for 18 years. Jesus claims no responsibility for this woman being bent over for 18 years. So who is responsible for suffering? Who is responsible for evil? According to Matthew chapter 13, the parable that Jesus told, and this story in the Gospel of Luke, it is the devil. The third example I want to give you is found in the book of Job. Job is the oldest book in the Bible, meaning it was first written by Moses. And in this book, it is all about a guy suffering and not understanding that there behind the scenes is this great battle, this great controversy between good and evil. And this is what this book is about. And in the beginning, in verse 1 of Job, you read about him being a blameless and perfect man in all the generations. And then there's a heavenly council meeting where God counsels with the sons of God, and then the devil comes to this council and he says to God that he's been running to and fro on the earth when God asked him, "Where do you come from?" Then God asked him, "Have you considered my servant Job, that he's blameless?" And we read in verse 9 of chapter 1. "So Satan answered the Lord and said, Does Job fear God for nothing?" And the reason why the devil asked him this is because he says, it's because you are spoiling him, God, because you are protecting him, because you're giving him all these good things. That's why he fears you. He doesn't fear you because he loves you. We read then in verse 11, "But now stretch out your hand and touch all that he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." See, even the devil does hear what many people do today. When suffering comes, when bad things happen to good people, people then blame God for it. And here the devil says to God, if you stretch out your hands against him, like God was the one that did all these terrible things to Job. But yet we read in verse 12, and the Lord said to Satan, behold, all that Job has is in your power, and only do not lay a hand on his person. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. So who is responsible here? Who is the one that murdered all of Job's children, who took away his health, who took away his money, and everything? Who did it? It was Satan. For God said, he is in your power, but don't touch his body. So the devil took away many of his things before he touched his health. And we read then in Job chapter 2, verse 6 and 7. And the Lord said to Satan, behold, he is in your hand, but spare his life. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and struck Job with painful boils, from the sole of his foot to the crown of his head. Satan saw that he could not turn Job away from worshiping God. By taking away his children, his wealth, his servants, and his friends and his wife. Then Satan said, if I touch his health, he will turn against you. And God then permitted the devil to go and touch Job's body. And Job was afflicted 24/7, itching. Terrible, terrible boils to have. And then Job's own friends comes to Job and says, it's because you have sinned. That's why these bad things are happening to you. And Job himself questions God in the book of Job, but he did not sin against God. So here we see again who is responsible for suffering. It is not God, it is Satan. Satan himself in the story blames God for doing it. He says, stretch out your hand against him. But it's Satan that has done it. And so he's deceiving many people today that when a bad thing happens, when someone dies, when something happens, people look to God and blames God for it. Not understanding that the very book of Job, the oldest book in the Bible, tells us that there is a great controversy between good and evil, and unfortunately there are casualties in this great controversy. But once this controversy is over, there is a better land that is waiting for us. We are but pilgrims upon this earth, and the devil is trying to discourage us and make this earth the be and end all when it's not. There is a better place coming, my friends, and God promises us that he will be with us through our trials. The Bible is full of examples of God's people suffering. The Bible does not paint a picture of his people being protected at all times, at all costs, no matter what, and they never suffer. Jesus himself suffered. The Bible tells us in Hebrews chapter 5 that Jesus learned obedience through suffering. The devil is responsible for suffering. 1 John 3 verse 8 says, he who sins is of the devil, for the devil has sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Here is that battle again between good and evil. The Son of Man hath come to destroy the works of the devil, for he has sinned from the beginning. John 8 verse 44. You are of your father the devil, and the desires of your father you want to do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and does not stand in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources, for he is a liar and the father of it. The devil is the father of sin. The devil is responsible for sin. The devil is responsible for suffering. Next time you go through a difficult thing, and if you're a breathing human being, you will go through trials in this life. Remember who is responsible and cling to God as you go through these terrible trials that we face upon this earth. For God says, I am your rock. I will sustain you. I will carry you. If you like the videos that we are making, then please subscribe to our channel. And may God richly bless you, and see you next time on our YouTube channel.